Good morning, welcome, Guten Erev Yom Tif, Guten Erev Shabbos. Thanks for tuning in to Kila Chari Torah's daily review of the laws and customs of Pesach for Friday, April 15th, Erev Pesach. Let's see. First of all, let's do one or two more points from Kitzur Shulchan Aruch about the laws of counting the Omer, which is going to begin on Saturday night. Is that tomorrow night? My goodness, that's tomorrow night already. If you forgot to count during the night, you should count during the daytime, but without making the blessing. On subsequent nights, you can continue counting with a bracha. If you forgot an entire day, you didn't count at night, didn't count the Omer at night with a bracha, and you didn't count the entire day also, which will not happen, I promise you, if you come to Shul every day and or if you listen to these videos, because then it will remind you which day, to count. If you neglected to count the entire day, you should count all subsequent nights, but you don't make the bracha because you'll be missing part of the mitzvah, so you don't make a bracha any further. If you're not sure whether or not you counted that night, even if you didn't count the following day, nevertheless, you can assume you did and count the remaining days with a blessing. If someone asks you during twilight when you did not yet count, what's today's count? You tell them yesterday was 17 or whatever it was. Because if you tell them today's, you won't be that'll be your counting also, and you won't be able to say the bracha when you count on later that night. Before saying the bracha, v'tzivanu al sfiras ha'omer, commanded us on the count concerning counting the omer, you should know what the bracha is for. In other words, you should know which night it is. So have yourself a little counter on the fridge, or get a hold of the. It was in the OU magazine, and we put it in our nachas, the sfiras ha'omer counter, day by day with the dates. Can you see that there? It gives you each date. That's a handy dandy tool. Put that on the fridge. Put that on your mirror, or somewhere where you're certain to see it every day. Yes, wait 1 second. Yeah, so if you have to know which one it was. However, if you didn't know it and you count the bracha with the intention of saying whatever the person next to you in shul said, that's fine. The only problem with that is we're not having Ma'ariv in shul quite yet, so you might need to be in another shul if that's your intention. Also, if you made a mistake and you said 6 days and it was actually 5 days, or the vice versa, you realize right away you can just count. You just correct yourself. You don't need to repeat the bracha. But if you remember much later on, you do need to repeat the bracha. So you say the correct night's counting. That's that. Okay, now we talk about how to count the Omer and that you should do it. We don't speak too much about why it's important. What does it mean? Take the Siddur, if you will, and take a look on page 282. Right after Aleinu and Ma'ariv, you have at the bottom of the page, 282, 283, you have counting the Omer. There is a brief Kabbalistic prayer, which is optional there for you to say. At the top of page 284, 285, you have the bracha counting the Omer, and then you have, right after the bracha, right after Al Sfirat Omer, it says, insert the appropriate day's count. See the chart on page 286. So on page 286, 287, you have in Hebrew and English a full chart day by day. It doesn't give you the dates because the dates vary every year, but that's what you have the OU Sphira counter for that's in the Nachas, I believe. So you count the appropriate count for the day. Now, after that, in the Hebrew side, again, not translated into the English, and I looked in the new Koran Siddur, I don't believe they translated it here either. There is a 2-word Hebrew phrase, chesed shebechesed, gevura shebechesed, tefer shebechesed. Those are not throwaway items. Those are actually very important steps, inclusions in the counting of the Omer process that can be used for personal growth, development, exploration, self-understanding, and the ultimate point of Sfiras Omer is to refine ourselves, make ourselves ready for Kabbalat HaTorah, for receiving the Torah on Shavuot, which is the day after the conclusion of counting the Omer. So, very important to keep those in mind. What we'll do in the course of the Omer this year, as we've done in years past, or made an attempt to, is to give examples of how that's going to become relevant, meaningful, and helpful for you in your life. Our tool this year will be a book that I just found called Sphira in Our Lives by Mrs. Chani Juravel, Transforming Our Relationships with Ourselves, with Others, and with Hashem. Here's the cover, a journey through Sfiras HaOmer and beyond. She's going to give us a little insight, a little tip, and a call to action each day. Something that we can, as a result of counting the Omer, we can implement in our lives, integrate into the way we conduct ourselves, and hopefully see some positive change day by day, week by week, and certainly throughout the whole Sphira period. Have a wonderful Seder tonight and tomorrow night. Earliest candlelighting is 6:37 this evening. Actual candlelighting time is 7:43 to usher in the Holy Sabbath. Begin the Seder no earlier than 8:01 if at all possible. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, we wait until 8:47 to begin any preparations, to the conclusion of Shabbos, to begin any preparations or the actual conducting of the second Seder. So please enjoy Shabbat and rest up for all it's worth. Take a little shluff. If that will come in handy, probably will come in handy as you conserve your energy for the second Seder, and have a wonderful, joyous Yom Tov. We should all celebrate it in freedom, in love, and in good health, and we should taste the taste of and see the sights of true redemption, true liberation, with the coming of our righteous Messiah. May we see it speedily in our days, even on this Yom Tov. Chag Sameach, good Shabbos. We'll see each other after.